something about carbon footprint and you don't understand what they are talking about? Have you ever heard this word carbon footprint?
Yep.
Okay. From politician to a college kid, everyone may or may not have come across with this word carbon footprint. But I feel that being a responsible citizen of our country, every person should be aware about this incoming threat to our environment, that is carbon footprint. That is the reason why I have chosen this topic. Carbon is a well-known element which is present in all known life forms. It is the second most abundant element present in the human body. It forms a vast number of compounds, more than any other element can form. But the same carbon, which plays a significant role in our lives, leaves behind something. What? Carbon dioxide and few other gases in the form of its footprint. When we walk, we leave a footprint by our shoes. Similarly, our actions and our activities leaves behind a footprint in the form of carbon footprint. I can define carbon footprint as the total amount of greenhouse gases which is produced directly or indirectly into the atmosphere by the human activities. For example, when you drive a car, your engine burns fuel. That means you are emitting carbon dioxide. When you heat your house with electricity, for creating that electric power, then also you are emitting carbon dioxide. Even when you heat your house with oil, you are using LPG, CNG, anything, then also you are emitting a certain amount of carbon footprint or CO2. So that is the total emission of CO2 which is produced by you only, that is your carbon footprint. Now let's discuss what are the sources of this carbon footprint. Somewhere it must be coming. So let's discuss the sources. So next. Basically there are two types of sources for carbon footprint, that are human sources and natural sources. First I would like to draw your attention towards the human sources. Burning of fossil fuels and deforestation. Burning of fossil fuels and deforestation are the primary cause of producing this carbon footprint, which are created by the human beings. 87% of CO2 emission is coming from the burning of fossil fuels. Now the question arises in our minds, why we are burning the fossil fuels? There must be some use, there must be some sectors where we are using these fossil fuels. So there are three major sectors where we are using these fossil fuels. First is electricity sector. Electricity. We cannot imagine our life without electricity. But do you know, people, this electricity is producing 41% of the total emission of this CO2. So can we imagine our life without it? No. But this is the major contributor towards this. Next is your transportation sector. Transportation is the second largest sector which is creating this anthropogenic CO2 emissions in the atmosphere. 72% of the road transport accounts for this. 72% is emission is coming from the road transport. Since 1990s, this CO2 emission have been increased by 45% less than in 2 decades. Now we can imagine how much carbon dioxide is produced in the atmosphere by this transportation sector. Other than road transport, there are two more sources, that is water transport and air transport. Next is your industrial sector. Last but not the least, this is also a major sector which is producing carbon dioxide, because everything which we are getting is producing somewhere. What is happening in industry, manufacturing, mining, agriculture field, everything is related with this. So manufacturing of products is the most important thing. Manufacturing of what? Manufacturing of paper, manufacturing of metal, manufacturing of mineral, manufacturing of chemicals, all the things are producing in industry only. And that industry is producing a lot amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So now, because to know this, I did a survey next on the household carbon emission. Because Basically in homes what we are doing is creating carbon dioxide. So I did a survey on these are the natural sources. Natural sources includes the exchange of gases between the atmosphere. This is the exchange of gases which is taking place between the atmosphere, and last but not the least is the respiration. This is a natural process which is creating a lot of CO2. And who is using that CO2? Only the plants. Other than that, no one is using that CO2 which is produced by the respiration of all the living beings. So to know about the carbon footprint more, I did a survey on the household carbon emission, and I met with few people. I inquired them, I asked them few questions that how much electricity you are using at home, how much fuel you are burning at home, and I am surprised and I came to a horrible conclusion that if a family is having four members and they are using 30 liters of petrol per month, similarly the following data, if they are using one LPG cylinder per month, then the total amount of CO2 which they are producing, do you know how much? That is near about 281 kgs of carbon dioxide. Now just imagine if one family, this is of a middle class family data. I have met with the people of different income classes, like upper middle class and middle class, lower middle class, to know the uses of appliances, what they are doing. To just see if one family, which is a middle class family, is producing that much amount of carbon dioxide, what about the whole world? What about the whole world? So I have calculated this carbon footprint with the help of a calculator, that is of Tata Power calculator. Next. So are you ready to calculate how large is your carbon footprint? If you are ready, you can use this calculator and you can find out how much carbon dioxide you are producing to the atmosphere. Now, if that much carbon dioxide is producing in the atmosphere, there must be some adverse effects of that. First of all is greenhouse effect. You may have heard about this greenhouse effect. It is basically a phenomena in which the thermal radiation coming from the sun is absorbed by the greenhouse gases which are present in the atmosphere. And these gases, once they absorb the radiation, what they do, they re-radiate it or re-emit it in the different directions, which is creating the elevation which is creating the warming of the atmosphere. Because of this greenhouse effect, only we are surviving. Imagine your life if there would be no greenhouse effect. There will be no absorption of radiation. Planet would be an icebox. It was nothing because there is no warming and we could have not survived. Now, but what is happening? What we are doing? Because of the involvement or because of the increasing human activities, this greenhouse effect has increased or has crossed its limit. That means the level of carbon dioxide is increased up to its limit, and now what is happening? The gradual change in the temperature, this gradual increase in the temperature of the atmosphere has created the problem that we all are knowing, global warming. Global warming and climate change, these are the terms which are given by the scientists to the gradual increase in the temperature of the atmosphere. But what if we do nothing? What if it will be if we do nothing? If we will do nothing, that global warming is going to attack on us. Now what will be the side effects of that global warming is, first is it will increase the sea level. Once the sea level will increase, it will alter the local climate of that place. The aquatic life or the human life which is present near those areas will completely destroy, because it will completely submerge in the water. Second thing, melting of glaciers. According to a data, world's all glaciers will completely melt by 2025. If I will take the example of Arctic region, ice is melting so fastly that the polar bears who are living there, they will be drawn or they they will be starved because of these receding ice. This melting ice will destroy them. According to the official scientific data, torch is an animal which is present there, is officially, golden torch has declared as officially extinct. And this is happening because of the climate change only. It will adversely affect the habitats of all the organisms. It will create a difference in the change in the pattern of the rainfall also. Previously, Cherrapunji is a place we all know holds the maximum rainfall record. But nowadays, the rainfall it is getting has reduced. And why? Because of this one. So, do you think we should do something to reduce our carbon footprint? What we can do? Next. There are few small things or the small actions which we people can take to reduce the carbon footprint, total carbon footprint of the atmosphere. What you can do when you are sitting in the office? Turn down the air conditioning if it is not required. Say, I'm sorry, but if in this room we all are sitting right now, and I think the climate is not so bad that we are requiring air conditioners. But we are using the air conditioners. Why? We are using the air conditioners to create an atmosphere. I don't know why, but no one is ready to take the initiative that we can do this also. We all must be having the mobile phones. You keep the mobile phones in the silent modes when you are sitting in a meeting, but you don't turn them switch off. If it is someone may get important calls, but ordinary person can switch off it, or you can convert it to mute mode, which saves the battery and which can save the electricity also. So these are small things which we can do. Shutting off your computers at the closing time will reduce the carbon dioxide emission by 83%. Now let's take the actions what you can take at the next few actions which you can take inside your home. You can use the CFL bulbs instead of using the normal bulb. The CFL bulb will save the electricity 80%. It saves the electricity 80% and it has a longer life also. You can turn off the lights when they are not in use. Generally what happens, we keep the lights of our house in switch on mode. We don't take care of all these small things. We just forget to remove our electronic gadgets from the socket. What we do, once we put the charger in that, we keep it on that only, in the wall only. But what it is doing, it is also running while it is in the wall. Some amount of electricity it is consuming. So in that, these are the small things which we can take and we can make a change in the environment. Next. On the road, you can go for the carpooling. You can ask your friends to come with you, and you can do this. Keep your car tuned up and your tires properly inflated. If your tires are properly inflated, it will increase the efficiency of the engine and certainly it will decrease the use of the fuel. Next. Carbon footprint is completely a negative aspect from environmental point of view, but a positive aspect which is related with carbon footprint is carbon credit. This must be a new term for you all. Carbon credit is a type of Carbon credit is a type of permit that allows the holder to emit 1 ton of carbon dioxide. What it means? It is a type of certificate which is awarded to those organizations who has reduced their level of carbon dioxide by 1 ton of CO2. Suppose there is an environmentalist group. They plant enough trees to reduce the emission by 1 ton, right? They have grown as much trees which can reduce 1 ton of CO2. And at the same time, then in place of that 1 ton of CO2, they will be awarded 1 carbon credit. Now what will happen? Another company, another industry that is a steel producer, they have an emission quota of producing only 10 ton of CO2. They have a limit that they can produce only 10 ton of CO2. But in place of that, they are producing 11 ton. Then what they have to do? They have to purchase that 1 carbon credit from any other company. Now this in the Western countries, this has become a very popular business these days. I will tell you the very good example of Osaram. Osaram is the leading manufacturing company of land. And you know what they have done? In year 2009, they had distributed than 2 million CFL bulbs, more than 2 million CFL bulbs to the poorer families of Andhra Pradesh, Haryana and Maharashtra. And what they have received? Because they have promoted the power usage down, they have received the carbon credits. And in place of those carbon credits, you know, they sold those carbon credits to a company in Germany. And the amount, if you will listen, you will get surprised. They got 100 crore rupees in that. So now it is a type of business which is very popular and which can help to reduce the carbon dioxide emission in the atmosphere. So next, I would like to play a video which can show you what is actually carbon footprint.
The Simple Show explains the carbon footprint. This is you. You've probably been hearing a lot about climate change and how you should reduce your carbon footprint. But what is that exactly? Just like an actual footprint, it's a mark you leave upon the environment. No, not with your shoes, but with every action that releases carbons. Those are the harmful gases, such as CO2, which are pumped out by burning fossil fuels like oil or gas. The more fuel you use, the bigger your footprint will be. You may think that by driving your car, the only carbons you release come from the engine, but no. Consider the carbons that are emitted just to get fuel into the tank. From the energy needed to extract the oil from underground, the pollution caused by transportation and refinement, to the final delivery to your local petrol station. Not to mention the CO2 released by manufacturing your car in the first place. More than you thought, huh? So unless you live in a cave, you and everything you own has its own carbon footprint. Read a book. Printing and distributing. It uses energy. Brush your teeth, and your utensils will have a history in a factory. Even something as basic as an apple could have traveled hundreds or even thousands of polluting miles to end up in your local supermarket. You see, it's pretty much impossible to leave no carbon footprint behind, but that's no reason to stop trying. Think about your actions and choices, and you'll be able to reduce your personal mark after all. That's how you really put the boot into climate change.
So I just want to say one thing. This is a problem which we have to deal with now. So start thinking about your activities. Take a step forward for this noble cause. You can make a difference. We can make a difference. Help the cause and fight the carbon.
Really, last but not the least, you really like a wonderful punch to the audience. Very good topic, and like everybody can contribute some or the other way. But what we think that is what is of everybody, that is of nobody. जो सबका है वो किसी का नहीं. I think you will switch off the air conditioner. You will think she will. But I really appreciate. Wonderful.
So wherever it is, I told wherever it is not required, at least at that places we can do that.
Absolutely right. And everybody should follow it. Whether you are at your place also, whether you are with your institution also, whether you are in a public place or in a private place, you should by different ways. You can. It's not like by reducing, by planting more trees also. On the other hand, you can contribute to the society also. So wonderful concept. Now your questions. Just 5-10 minutes, more 10 minutes. So I can understand your because you really should appreciate all the teachers, all the staff members.
Carbon credits, what you are talking.
Yes.
One company they are encashing the carbon credits in terms of money. Like from where the money they are getting. How they are encashing. Like are the government they are paying or the company?
See, sir, suppose if there is an industry and government has allowed them to permit only that particular amount of carbon dioxide, and if they are producing more carbon dioxide, that company will have to pay to purchase that carbon credit from anywhere else. That company will itself pay the amount of that carbon credit, because otherwise government will take some action regarding that they have to, they have crossed their limits, because they have crossed their limits. So it is a
Okay, the company is paying its own profit to
yes,
someone else.
yes. Company will give that particular amount to purchase those carbon credits.
Yes.
India, do we have any norms or like regulations for this carbon footprint?
Sir, in India so far it has not done, but in Western countries it has started, and very soon, if everyone will contribute, in India also it will be started.
Ma'am, carbon credits, what do you think? It is around the globe or only industries?
Means what?
The carbon credits, they are exchanging the credits.
Ah.
It is between industries of a particular nation, or can two nations exchange the carbon
Two
credits?
nations can exchange the carbon
In
credits.
that, which nation is standing at the topmost level, which is donating carbon credits? Matlab, they are having the carbon credits packed for them so that they can donate. Which country is there which is donating?
See, I told you, in India only, when
Not in India, across the globe.
Maximum.
Yeah, who is having the maximum? See, there is a country who is having the maximum carbon credits and it is donating to other countries because it happens. So I just wanted to.
I don't know about the name of that country actually exactly, that which country is having the maximum carbon credits.
Madam, that can't be a country to country, that is given to a certain company.
No, sir, it is across
But
the
it
globe,
is
sir.
from possible from country to
We
country,
will have
sir.
to take it as a ownership given to a certain company, not to a certain country.
Ah,
And
that is-
these
but-
companies are
but-
multinational companies, so you cannot fit them to a certain countries. They will be
Industries
available
which are
globally.
present in a country, na?
Like
Industries will be
multinationals means the
present in a
particular
country
company would be
only,
in
na?
another country also.
So in a broad way we can say the exchange between the countries.
If we speak about a Nokia plant, it would be there in India, emitting a carbon over there. The plant would be there in Japan, emitting a carbon. So you cannot mix both of these and say that the certain company is from Japan, so carbon credit or a debit is to Japan. You cannot do that. That is to a certain
Maybe
company.
unit wise.
Yeah, unit wise.
Anybody else? Yes, madam.
Yesterday's newspaper there was written stop plastic and microfill plastic. Now if paper is used again the trees are being cut off.
Ma'am, now we have to see which one is producing more. By using plastics to dispose of the plastics, it is a major problem. It creates a lot of carbon dioxide. If you are using the papers, you can go for the recycling of papers also. This can be done, and there are many small institutions, organizations which are doing this manufacturing, recycling of paper. Even I have seen one in Udaipur itself, where they are doing this recycling of paper, and they are converting the rough newspapers or which are not used. They are converting them into the beautiful handmade sheets and all. So recycling of papers can be done here.
My question is regarding the plants and trees. They have been cut down for the same purpose.
Plants are being cut by the same purpose, but we can, on the second hand, we can go for the afforestation also. We can grow as much trees also. If we are doing that for a noble cause, if we are doing the deforestation, then we can go for the growing more trees also. Both the things can be done.
Anybody else? Yes.
Sir, just one point I want to add is that when we cut a tree, that is actually a double blow. One is that we have one tree less, and second, I have read that it stores more carbon than it exchanges. So when it is cut, it will release all that stored carbon also. So when we cut down a tree, it is actually double blow.
Anybody else? So thank you very much. So really appreciate, because you have started at 8 o'clock and she is waiting for her turn at 6 o'clock. And